Right, what's going on? So I had a really good message, which obviously it comes second nature to quite a lot of PTs, comes second nature to me. It's all about push-ups, right? So I thought I would give you some quick fire tips because right now, what I find is a lot of people are having issues with these because there's not a lot of exercises that you can do at home for upper body. So the first thing that I wanted to try and show you, which Josie's going to try and demonstrate on the camera as I do it, is try and be like an arrow instead of like a T. Now what I mean by that is, one of the most common problems that I see with people is when they're in this position, when they're pushing up here, people are pretty much trying to push up from this position here. So if you look, Josie, if you want to move around slightly, it's like really either side of your face. Now, one massive problem from like a physiology point of view is there's loads of pressure on your rotator cuffs, right? Also, you're not really going to ever use your chest here. You're trying to use these tiny rotator cuff muscles, and it's a little bit more shoulder dominant here. So what I would say is, this is almost like a T position. You can see from my body, it's like T along here, and then my body going down. So I want you to think about being more of an arrow position. And straight away there, you can sort of feel your pec minor starting to engage to try and push up there anyway. So from that position, you're pressing up, okay? So that is tip number one. Now tip number two, which is one that I see all the time, and it's a really, really easy fix to think about it, is tensing your glutes and tensing your butt before you push up. Now what this is going to do is, when people are like really close to being able to do a push-up, if you are coming up like this, what you might have is, you might have almost the upper body strength to push up, but you might start doing the whip. You know, that crazy sort of dance move that you see loads of people try and do when they're in, you know, you'll have seen it before. Yeah, your grandma's 50th birthday party, something like that. So you're doing that, right? What I want you to do is, grandma's more like your mom's, if you're watching this video. So, tense your bum just before you go, okay? Nice straight body, and driving up from there. Okay? What that's going to do is, it's going to stop this motion, okay? You're only seeing the worms. Now, another one, which I'm going to give you here. Still going to come. There. So another one is, I want you to think about, if you were you need to stack your joints, okay? And this one isn't really such a problem, but it is in the long run, because once you get like 7 years down the line like me, if you've done a lot of years of bad push-ups, you're gonna get loads of elbow pain. So if your arm is here, right, you don't want your hand to be too close in. See the angle of that arm there. Can you see that, Joyce? Yeah? There's loads and loads of pressure on that elbow, and that is quite a lot of the time why Josie makes a fortune in the massage room, because people get tennis elbow and people get golfer's elbow, whatever you want to call it. But it's basically just this elbow joint here. You can almost see it if I didn't have tattoos, because I'm quite lean. You can see the tendon there, okay? Now, what I want you to think is, rather than being like here and trying to put too much pressure on, have your elbows stacked in a position where that when you are pressing up, it's from a straight arm joint, okay? So wherever the position is, you're not curving over like that. You've got your elbows tucked back, and from there, it's making sure that them elbows are stacked, okay? And what I would say is, it is better to, and this is the biggest one I always see, right? And it's an ego point of view, and I will say, boys are terrible at this, girls are fantastic at it. And it's because boys have bigger egos, okay? And I will hold my hands up and say that this was me when I first started off, right? This is not a push-up, okay? Still not too early. This. Okay? You will be able to do hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of those, right? That is bollocks, okay? You will never, ever, ever begin to be able to do a full proper push-up until you go full range of motion. Range of motion, the biggest tip I see, right? I would rather 100 times over see a girl and be more impressed by a girl doing this all the way down and pressing up. That is way more impressive than seeing a boy come in and think that he can do 20 push-ups because he's like that. Now I'm being stereotypical there saying that, because it's for both boys and both girls, right? But quite a lot of the time it is boys, and I will hold my hands up and say that. Girls are so much better than boys, because they don't have an ego, okay? Go through the full range of motion and you will have much more chest development. You will get a bigger chest, which is what boys want anyway, rather than fannying on and doing those little things, okay? That is absolutely, it's terrible, okay? So those are some quick fire tips, off the cuff. I'm a little bit out of breath from my training session, but I hope that at least helped you.